There is something you have been carrying. You may not even have a name for it anymore. It started as a thought, then it became a weight, and now it lives somewhere between your chest and your throat, and you are not sure how it got so heavy. You tried to fix it. Of course you did. That is what you do. You turned it over in your mind 100 times. You made plans. You rehearsed conversations. You imagined outcomes. You prepared for the worst and hoped for the best. And somewhere in between you exhausted yourself completely. And here you are, still awake, still carrying it. There is something almost sacred about this moment, even if it does not feel that way right now. The fact that you are here, lying in the dark, still and quiet after everything the day demanded of you. This is not failure. This is not evidence that you are losing. This is actually the beginning of something. The beginning of the only kind of healing that can reach the places you have been trying so hard to get to on your own. Let me say something to you slowly, because I want you to actually hear it. You were never meant to fix this. Not because you are not capable, not because you are weak, but because some things were never yours to fix in the first place. There is a healing that moves beneath the surface of what you can see, beneath the surface of what you can manage or strategize or solve. A healing that does not require your permission or your understanding or your effort. It is already moving tonight. While you lie here in the dark, something is being repaired that you cannot reach with your hands. I want you to think about something for a moment. Think about the people in your life who carry the most. The ones who are always solving, always managing, always holding everything together for everyone around them. There is something beautiful about that kind of person. But there is also something that worries you when you look at them, because you can see it in their eyes. The weight, the weariness that goes all the way down. The way their jaw is never quite relaxed. The way they laugh a little too quickly, as if laughter might convince everyone, including themselves, that they are fine. You know that person. Because tonight, that person is you, and I am not saying that to make you feel worse. I am saying it because I want you to see yourself clearly for just a moment, not with judgment, with compassion, the way God sees you right now. He is not looking at you tonight and calculating everything you got wrong. He is not reviewing the list of moments you should have handled differently. He is not sitting at a distance, arms folded, waiting for you to figure it out before he steps in. He is close, closer than the thought you are trying to quiet right now, closer than the fear that keeps surfacing every time you almost fall asleep. Closer than the version of the problem you keep replaying. He is right here, and he has been here this whole time. Think about what it means to sleep. Really think about it. Every night, your body does things you cannot consciously do. Your cells restore themselves. Your mind processes what the day brought. Your heart keeps beating without you having to remind it. Your lungs expand and release without instruction. You surrender every night to something larger than your own effort, and it works. It has always worked. You have woken up every single morning of your life, because something in you knew how to restore what was broken while you rested. God built that into you. He built restoration into the very rhythm of your body. And tonight, He is doing the same thing in the places you cannot reach. The relationship you do not know how to repair. The grief that has no clean ending. The fear that returns every time you almost forget it. The part of yourself you have not been able to forgive. He is in all of it, moving quietly, faithfully. There is a word I want to offer you tonight, and I want to offer it gently without pressure. The word is surrender. I know that word can feel heavy for some people. It can feel like giving up, like admitting defeat, like something weak people do when they run out of options. But I want to offer you a different picture of what surrender actually looks like. Have you ever watched a child fall asleep in someone's arms? There is a moment, you can see it happen, where they stop fighting it. Their little body, which has been tense and wriggling and determined to stay awake, suddenly releases. Not dramatically, not all at once, just softens. Their head falls a little heavier against the shoulder that is holding them. Their breathing slows and deepens. Their hands unclench, and they are gone, fully and completely at rest. Not because the world became safe, not because all their little fears and frustrations were resolved, but because the arms holding them were trusted, and they finally let themselves know it. That is surrender, not defeat, not the absence of feeling, not pretending that nothing is wrong, just the moment when you trust the arms holding you more than you trust your own ability to hold yourself together. Tonight, those arms are God's, and they have been around you this whole time. You do not have to earn your way into them. You are already there. You do not have to help Him tonight. That is not a small thing to say. I want you to sit with it. You do not have to help Him tonight. He does not need you to stay awake and monitor the situation. He does not need your anxiety to fuel the process. He does not need your mind running through every possible scenario to make sure He does not miss anything. He has not missed anything. He never has. I want to talk for a moment about the thing you have been trying to fix, not to analyze it, not to offer solutions, just to acknowledge it. Because sometimes what we need more than answers is simply to be seen. To have someone look at the weight we are carrying and say, I see that. That is real. That matters. You are not imagining it, and you are not being dramatic. So let me say that to you now. Whatever it is you brought into this room tonight, it is real. The pain is real. The confusion is real. The exhaustion of trying and not seeing results is real. The fear that it might not get better is real. The grief of what was lost, or what never came, or what keeps slipping away. That is real too. You do not have to minimize it to be allowed to rest. You do not have to have it resolved to be allowed to be at peace. You are allowed to be in the middle of something hard and still rest, still be held, still be loved. There is a kind of exhaustion that comes not from working too hard with your hands, but from working too hard in your mind, from trying to hold everything together through sheer force of attention, as if the moment you stop thinking about it, it will fall apart. But what if the opposite were true? What if the moment you release it is the moment it can finally begin to move? What if your tight grip has actually been slowing down what God is trying to do? Not because you are in the way, but because He is waiting for you to rest so He can work, like a surgeon who needs the patient to be still, like a river that can only carry what is released into it, like a night that can only heal what the day is willing to let go of. Think about the word heal for a moment, not the fast kind of healing, not the dramatic kind, not the kind that happens in a single moment and leaves no trace of what came before. The deep kind, the kind that takes time, the kind that works from the inside out, the kind that does not announce itself. When a bone heals, you cannot feel it happening. You cannot will it to go faster. You cannot micromanage the calcium deposits forming in the fracture. You can only keep the bone still and trust the process your body already knows how to complete. The doctor does not sit by your bedside and manually reconnect every cell. He sets the conditions for healing and then steps back. And the body does what the body was made to do, in the dark, in the quiet, unseen and unannounced. God heals the same way. He does not always announce what He is doing. He does not send a notification when He begins. He does not require your observation or your assistance. He sets the conditions, and then He works. And the conditions He sets are often simple: stillness, trust, rest. Those three things. That is what tonight is asking of you. Not a perfect faith, not a complete understanding of how this ends, not the ability to feel peace when you do not yet feel it, just stillness, just trust, just rest. And even if they feel beyond you right now, God can work with the small version, the trembling version, the I am not sure I believe this fully, but I am trying version. He is very good at working with that version. That has always been His favorite version to work with. I want to tell you something about the night. Not the night as a symbol, not the night as a metaphor, the actual night, the darkness that is around you right now. There is something about the night that has frightened human beings since the beginning of time. The loss of visibility, the sense that things could be approaching that you cannot see, the way the imagination fills in what the eyes cannot confirm. But the night is also the most honest part of the day. In the daylight, we perform. We manage our expressions. We choose our words carefully. We project the version of ourselves we want others to see. But at night, alone in the dark, there is no performance left. Just you. Just what is actually true. Just the weight you have actually been carrying. Just the fear you have actually been feeling. Just the need you have actually had all along. And God meets you there, not the composed daytime version of you, not the version that has the right answers, not the version that knows how to appear okay, the nighttime version, the one who is tired, the one who is confused, the one who tried everything and is still here, still carrying this, still not sure what comes next. That version, he loves that version. He is not waiting for you to become the daytime version again before he draws close. He is here now, for this version, for tonight. Let me speak for a moment about trust, because trust is the thing underneath all of this, is it not? At the bottom of the fear is a question. At the bottom of the anxiety is a question. And the question sounds something like this. Can I trust that this will be okay? Can I trust that God sees this? Can I trust that He is good enough, powerful enough, present enough to actually reach what I cannot reach? That question deserves to be taken seriously. It is not a faithless question. It is a human question. It is the question every person who has ever loved something deeply has asked when that thing was in danger. It is the question every parent has asked in a hospital waiting room. It is the question every person has asked at the edge of a loss they could not stop. It is the question every tired, honest human being has asked in the dark. And the answer that has come back across thousands of years through story after story after story of people who ask the same question, the answer is yes. Not always in the way they expected, not always in the timeline they wanted, not always in a form that was easy to recognize at first, but yes, He sees. He is good, He is present, and He does not abandon what He loves. And He loves you, not the idea of you, not the version of you that has it together, not the version of you that performs well in the daylight, you, the tired one, the confused one, the one who has been trying so hard for so long and still has not found the answer. He loves that one, specifically, completely, without condition. I want to pray with you now. Not a loud prayer, not a structured prayer, just words between you and a God who is already leaning close. God, there is something I have been trying to fix. You already know what it is. I have turned it over so many times. I have tried every angle I could think of. I have hoped and worried and planned and feared, and I am tired now. I am so tired. And I think I am starting to understand that this was never mine to carry alone. I do not know how you are going to heal this. I do not know the timeline. I do not know what it will look like when it is done. But tonight, I am choosing to believe that you are already working in the silence, in the dark, in the places I cannot see or reach or understand. You are there, and you are not confused by any of this. You knew this moment was coming before I was born. You saw this night, this weight, this specific ache in my chest, and you prepared something for it. Not a solution I can hold in my hands tonight, but a presence, your presence, which is stronger than any solution, steadier than any plan, deeper than any healing I could engineer for myself. So tonight, I release it, not because I have figured it out, not because I am no longer afraid, but because I am too tired to hold it anymore. And I trust that your hands are open. I release the relationship I do not know how to fix. I release the outcome I cannot control. I release the version of events I have been hoping for. I release the fear that nothing will change. I release the guilt that says I should have done more. I release the grief that has no name. I release the anger I have been too afraid to admit. I release the version of myself I have been trying to protect. Take all of it, not because I am done caring, but because I trust you with what I care about most. God, I want to speak to you now about the specific things that followed me into this room tonight. The conversation that keeps replaying. The person I do not know how to reach. The situation that does not seem to be moving no matter what I do. The diagnosis I am still learning to hold. The future I am afraid to look at directly. The wound that I thought had healed but opened again. You know every single one of these, not in a general way, in the specific, detailed, intimate way that only you can know another person. You know the exact shape of what I am carrying. You know what it has cost me. You know what it would mean if it never changed. You know how many nights have looked like this one, and you have been here for every one of them, present, quiet, working in ways I could not perceive. I do not know why it has taken this long. I will not pretend that I have not asked you that question. I will not pretend there have not been moments where the silence felt less like peace and more like absence. I am being honest with you tonight because I think you already know all of this anyway, and I think you are not offended by my honesty. I think you have been waiting for it. So here it is. I am tired of waiting. I am tired of carrying this. I am tired of not understanding. I am tired of hoping in a way that sometimes feels more like pretending. And even as I say all of that, even underneath all of that, there is something else, something quieter than the exhaustion. Something that does not depend on the outcome, a small, stubborn, impossible to extinguish thing. It is not certainty. It is not the absence of doubt. It is just a knowing, a quiet knowing that you are real, that you are here, that this matters to you, that I am not invisible to you, that the darkness is not the end of the story. I am holding on to that tonight, even if it is the only thing I can hold on to. That is enough. You have said before that faith the size of something very small can move something very large. Tonight, this is my very small faith. Take it. Work with it. That has always been enough for you. There is a stillness available to you right now. It is not the absence of problems. It is not the resolution of everything that is unresolved. It is something older than that, something that existed before the problem began, a quiet at the center of everything that belongs to God alone, and that He offers to every tired human being who is willing to stop and receive it. That stillness is here, right now, in this room, in this dark, in this moment between your last anxious thought and your first restful breath. It is here. You do not have to earn it tonight. You do not have to understand it. You do not have to be further along in your faith. You do not have to have more answers. You just have to be here, and you are here. That is enough. That has always been enough. I want to speak to you now about mourning, not to rush you there, not to skip over the night you are in, but to remind you that it exists. Morning comes. It always comes. Not because the night was conquered, not because all the questions were answered before dawn, but simply because that is the nature of time. Darkness is not permanent. It is the nature of night to give way to morning, and morning does not require your help to arrive. When you wake tomorrow, the situation may look the same on the surface. The thing you could not fix tonight will likely still be there, and that is okay, because tonight was not about fixing it. Tonight was about releasing it. Tonight was about placing it, consciously, deliberately, with whatever faith you have, into the hands of someone who can reach it. And that work does not disappear when you open your eyes. It continues, in ways you will not always see, at a pace that is not always yours to set, but it continues. There will be a morning, and I cannot tell you when, and I will not pretend to know the form it will take. But there will be a morning when you look back at this night and understand something you cannot understand right now. Not everything, not all at once, but something, a small piece of how the healing worked, a glimpse of the thread that connected this dark night to the light that eventually came. And in that moment, you will know that the hands that held you tonight were real, that the presence you reached for in the dark was actually there, that the release you offered was actually received. But that morning is not tonight. Tonight is for something else. Tonight is for rest. Let your body soften now. There is nothing left to solve tonight. Every urgent thought that rises, you can acknowledge it gently and let it pass, like a cloud moving across a dark sky. You do not have to catch every cloud. You do not have to analyze every cloud. You can simply watch and breathe and trust that the sky is large enough to hold them all without your help. Let your shoulders fall. Let your jaw unclench. Let the space between your eyebrows soften. Let your hands open. There is nothing to grip tonight. Everything that needed to be held is already being held by someone who does not tire, by someone who does not sleep, by someone who has been carrying the weight of this long before you even knew it was weight. Breathe in slowly and out. There is enough air. There is enough space. There is enough grace for tonight. God is healing what you cannot fix, not someday. Tonight, in the quiet places, in the unseen spaces, in the cellular, spiritual, invisible work that happens when human beings finally stop straining and start resting. He is at work, and he is good at this. He has been doing this since before time began, restoring, renewing, repairing, redeeming, things that looked beyond repair, things that felt permanently broken, things that made no sense to human eyes. He has healed all of it before, and he will heal this too, in his time, in his way, with a thoroughness that goes deeper than anything you could have engineered. I want to spend a few moments just being still with you. No more words for a little while. Just the awareness that you are not alone in this dark, that the room you are lying in is not empty, that the silence is not indifferent, that there is a presence here that has been present from before your first breath, that will be present after your last, and that is fully, completely present right now in the space between those two moments, in this ordinary night, in this specific darkness with you. You are known, not approximately, not an outline, known the way only God can know a person, the specific timbre of your fear, the exact texture of your hope, the weight of what you have lost, the shape of what you are still waiting for, the thing you have never said out loud to anyone, the prayer you gave up praying because it felt like it was not reaching anywhere. He knows all of it, and He has not turned away from a single part of it. You are loved in the places you have never shown anyone, in the parts of yourself you consider unlovable, in the wounds you have tried to keep hidden because you were not sure they would be received with kindness, in the failures you replay when you are alone, in the fears you are ashamed to admit because they seem too small or too large or too irrational. In all of it, loved completely, without reservation, without the requirement that you get better before the love is given. The love is already given. It was given before you had a chance to deserve it or ruin it. It is not contingent on tonight going well. It is not contingent on you having the right amount of faith. It is simply there, the way the air is there, the way the ground is there beneath you, holding you up without requiring you to think about it. So rest now, not because everything is resolved, but because you are held by the one who resolves all things. Rest now, not because the fear is completely gone, but because the God who is greater than the fear is completely here. Rest now, not because you have earned it, but because it was always meant for you. Let your breathing slow. Let your thoughts loosen their grip. Let tonight be the night you stop trying to fix what only God can heal. He is here. He has always been here, and He is not finished yet. There is one more thing I want to say before you go fully into rest. It is a simple thing, but I think it is important. You made it through today. Whatever today held, you made it through. That is not nothing. That is something significant. The weight was real and you carried it. The pain was real and you did not disappear. The confusion was real and you kept going anyway. You are still here, and the fact that you are still here, still reaching for something beyond yourself, still willing to lie down and trust, even partially, even imperfectly, that is faith. That counts. You do not have to have a dramatic faith to be held by God. You just have to be here, and you are here. You showed up tonight. That is enough. That will always be enough. Sleep now. You are safe. You are held. You are loved. And the work continues without you having to lift a finger, in the gentle, faithful hands of a God who never sleeps, so that you can rest. He has this. He has always had this. He has always had you. The night is deep around you now, and it is good. Let it hold you. Let the darkness be soft. Let the silence be kind. Let every breath carry you a little further from the tension, a little deeper into the rest that has been waiting for you. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are not forgotten. You are here and you are held, and the God who made the night made it for this, for rest, for restoration, for the quiet, faithful, invisible work that only happens when we finally let go. Let go now. You are safe to let go. He is here. He has always been here, and he will be here still when the morning comes. Sleep.